Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, moms and dads. Welcome to the holiday party for 2023 of the virtual chapters for IACT and IMDHA. We are so excited to be here. It is such a glorious, glorious holiday, and we've got folks here with us tonight from all over the planet. A really good live response this evening, and of course, for those of you who are here, if any of your friends weren't able to make it, do let them know that the recording of this program will be available by about noon tomorrow. It will be posted on the IACT IMDHA website. It will be posted on the Virtual Chapter Facebook group, and it will be posted on the Virtual Chapter YouTube channel. So people can check it out there to see it yet a second and third and fourth time, maybe 12 times, because 12 seems to be the magic number. Isn't that right, Karen?
It is for tonight. Recognize this is 12/12, December 12th. Now, I'm not sure if it's still 12/12 for you, Jennifer, but you'll have to go a little bit back in time. Just go into a little bit of a past life and join us tonight in this 12/12 view. December 12th is kind of magical. And coming up, one of the holiday offerings will be how magical this 12 is. Oh, I can't wait
I
to get
can't.
rolling.
As a matter of fact, Karen, I think that we should get started right away. So unless you have just any really quick announcements that we have to make at the beginning here.
Have no really quick announcements at all. Put it on your calendar. Gosh, Michael, do you have the dates for IACT IMDHA? Because the conference is officially announced for the dates, and it'll be in Orlando, of course, and the presenters have been chosen, so you'll be getting all sorts of information on that. Be sure that you say, what is it, that second or third weekend in May?
I believe it is the third
May,
in May. I'm
May
sorry.
17th through the 19th.
There you go.
Thank you, Patty. I should have gone to you first.
And by the way, and the 17th and 18th of February, I might point out, is the Galaxy of the Stars. We have just lined up a great lineup. The theme is going to be new perspectives in hypnosis, and we've just got all kinds of exciting cutting edge things. We can't announce officially their names, but I've spoken to all four of them in the last 24 hours, and I know that they're all set and excited to join you. So we'll let you know really soon. That's going to be exciting. Oh, and in January, by the way, the second weekend in January, I believe, is the board certified hypnotherapy program. If any of you that are in IACT IMDHA want to be board certified and are not yet, you can spend a weekend with me, and we'll talk about it, and I'm sure that you'll get what it is that you're looking for.
May
Yeah.
I just speak to that for one moment, Michael?
Sure.
Do get board certified. It is good for you. I mean, it's good to have that recognition, but imagine in your marketing, when you can market yourself as a board certified hypnotist, it adds a little panache. If you're talking to people who really don't understand hypnosis, here's something they do understand. They understand board certification, because the AMA has spent a boatload of money hypnotizing people to believe that board certification is a great, important deal, that you should get a doctor who is board certified. Thank you, AMA, for doing all of that marketing for us. Now, when we say we are board certified, it means something. It sets somebody apart. So that's what it can do for you. And you get to take that with Michael Watson, which is always a plus. So that's my pitch for board certification. It's a win-win for everybody, and you'll use it for the rest of your career as a hypnotist.
Now, before I was a hypnotist, I thought that being board certified meant that you could surf. You know.
Okay, if somebody takes the suggestion that way and they hire you on that basis, so what?
Yep.
People take any suggestion that works for them.
So become a board certified hypnotist and you will never be bored again.
There you go.
There you go. All right. So are we ready to start? Because I can hardly wait either, Karen. And I don't think of anything else that we have to say before we do that.
I don't think so either. I would love to just kick it off and get going. If you are willing, I am willing. And I really want to introduce you to somebody that I met recently at the National Association of Transpersonal Hypnotherapists Conference, as a matter of fact. I just fell in love. It's not really a girl crush, Halsey, but maybe it is a little bit. I thought she was just brilliant. I thought she had wonderful information. And this is 12/12. And the moment that it dawned on me that this meeting was going to be on the 12th of December, there was no better person that I could think of than Halsey Young. Is it LaRue? LaRue? Say it for me.
Yeah, LaRue.
LaRue.
Yes.
And she'll be spending actually Christmas in South Africa, but you're in America right now, world traveler, are you not?
I am.
She
yeah.
travels far beyond the continents, though, and she's going to share some information with you about 12/12 and why it's so important to her. Tell us about that, Halsey.
Well, 12 is obviously the 12 signs of the zodiac, and my first love is astrology. So coming from that viewpoint, we have 12 months to travel around the sun, and we have 12 apostles. And then what I want to speak tonight on is, or what I want to bring to you is the 12 petals of the heart chakra. You were talking about chakra colors, okay? So, and then I was thinking, oh, but there's 12 cranial nerves. So as hypnotherapists, we use every single nerve of our cranial system, all of those. It's our head, it's our movement of our eyes, it's our tongue, it's how we swallow, it's our heart, it's our ears. So we incorporate all of those 12 with, guess what, our heart, because one of them goes straight to the heart. So if you think about the 12 and you think about what to do with your next 12 months, you can think of how you speak, how you see, how you hear, put passion into, bring it to the heart, open your heart, because guess what? Also today is the new moon. It's new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is our planet of investigation, of philosophy, and of truth seeking. So bring that passion to your truth, bring that passion to your heart, open your eyes, listen well, and just live, just explore, just get on your high horse or off your high horse and just walk your talk and just experience, because this is the day, the new moon, of starting experiences for literally traveling with your mind and traveling with your heart and traveling with your feet. So if you think of the number 12, don't always only think of the zodiac signs. Also think of what it does to you and you personally and your body, and how you can explore throughout the year. Let this day specifically be the start of that infinite exploration. We don't only have to be traveling with an airplane. We can also travel within books. We can also travel within spiritual environments where we love to be with people, and go into your Christmas time and just love. Open those chakras. That's it.
And that was absolutely lovely. We have just a moment. Do you mind if there's a question or two? If anybody has.
Oh, absolutely.
Does anybody have a quick question that you'd like to ask? Or a comment you'd like to make? Okay. That's absolutely fine. Halsey, thank you. It was beautiful. We learned a lot about the number 12, and you were the right person to bring that to us. With that new moon energy, we'll just move right along. Thank you for joining us. I will talk to you again soon.
Pleasure.
Let's move on to that to the next space, if you're ready to, Michael.
Speaker, and as a matter of fact, the next speaker has already been speaking, and I would have had her introduce herself, because I don't know if you saw me dart away for a second, but my phone is ringing and it's one of our other speakers. I think this needs to figure out how to get on here. So I'm going to take care of that shortly, but I do want to say before we started recording, I mentioned that Karen Hand sort of came to the virtual chapter at least five, maybe, gosh, I don't know how long ago it is, Karen, but all that I can tell you without looking up the dates and stuff is that the virtual chapter as it is absolutely changed miraculously once it wasn't just me trying to figure out how to do this thing. And I would encourage all of you, by the way, if you're trainers or whatever it is that you do, the idea of collaborating with somebody else always brings something new and wonderful to the work. The things that I mean, I thought we were doing fine before you got here. Don't get me wrong, Karen.
Oh, I thought you were too. I would tune in.
Yeah, but seriously, the whole style changed, the whole sense changed, and it wasn't just me trying to put something out there, but it was now this greater sense of community and connection, not only with you, Karen, but with everybody else here. So ladies and gentlemen, my best helper and assist, everything, my work wife, Karen Hand. Welcome, Karen, and let's hear what you have brought us. And if you'll pardon me, I'm going to step away and
You
deal with
step
that
away.
missing guest.
Step away, I'll handle it, and we'll keep moving along. Thank you, Michael, very much. I love you. And I owe so much to Michael. I am so grateful. I do a gratitude journal every day where I pick 3 things at least that I'm grateful for. And even though Michael doesn't get mentioned every day, Michael is on that list every day. I'm grateful to him. And the hypnotist that I have become because of his input. I thought about several different things for you tonight. And like many of you, the thought of 5 minutes. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I've changed it and changed it. And I just now changed it again because of Halchi. She talked about going out away from here, the new moon. So I thought, why not continue a planetary exploration? You want to go out of this world for a moment, get out of your mind and into what you really want? Let's do that. It'll be short. And let's all do it together. All you have to do is play with me and pretend. If you don't mind, close your eyes. If you want to keep your eyes open, that's okay too. Anything that's comfortable for you. The only reason I suggest you close your eyes is so that you can really focus inward and think about what it is you want. And I want you to just play with your imagination and just imagine for a moment that you're floating above your body, all the way up to the ceiling of your room. And you can look down there in your body, relaxing comfortably in that chair, while we together go on a journey of your imagination, of your greatest imagination. So there from the ceiling, go through the roof of the building you're in, go through the roof and beyond. Look up, if you don't mind, and see the sky above you. Look down and see the roof of the building you are in. And then the neighborhood, and then the city, as you go further and further and further out, seeing everything get smaller and smaller as you drift further and further and further out, seeing the state, the country, further out until you see the planet. And you can watch the planet getting smaller and smaller as long as you'd like to. And anytime you would want to, you can turn around and watch the unfolding universe before you. The universe expanding, getting bigger, seeing stars and planets and moons. And I'm not sure where in the universe you are, but keep exploring. Explore the vast expanse of our world, our universe, until you notice the twinkling. A little twinkling. Now, I don't know if that's a star or if that's a planet or if it's just a twinkling in your eye, but you notice that twinkling, it catches your attention and draws you near. Draw yourself to that place and allow yourself to go ahead and settle there. That's your place. That's your planet, your place in the universe. Now, quickly, because this journey will end very shortly, look around you and notice that everything that you truly want and value and love is there. Everything that you want is there. This is your planet. You colorize it the way you want it to be. The people you want, the things that you want, they are all there. And while you notice the dwelling, the vegetation, the landscape, whatever you create. While you notice all of your creations, you might also notice what you have decided not to put there. Because this is just what you want in your world, in your life. It's your place that you can come back to anytime you want. It's your place to evolve and change. It's your place to add and subtract. No one can do this for you. Only you can do it. And you can do it any time you choose. It's right there for you. Now look around and see what you've created. And we're going to have to go back now. Let's take the journey back, knowing that you can come back to this place anytime as you move away from it, coming back through the vastness of space, seeing the world, getting closer and closer, moving away from the stars and the planets, looking down on the blue planet and getting closer and closer, seeing the continent below you, the state, the city you're in, seeing your neighborhood and the roof of the building, going through that roof right back down to the ceiling of your room, seeing yourself down there, safely resting with that smile on your face, knowing that you have a place that is yours, a special place that belongs to you. Settle back down into your body, reconnect with yourself completely, and when you're ready, come back, feeling that gift of a place in this world just for you, because it feels so good. Thank you. I hope you had some fun with that. And Hilchi, thank you so much for tipping me off to that, because what a beautiful follow-up to you. What a team, huh?
Yes, what you actually explained there was the Taurus Sagittarius connection. Yeah, really, you did, which is brilliant, because Jupiter, a planet of expansion, is in Taurus, which is so real, the reality of our vision.
Perfect.
And that happens, y'all, because of the community. All of you. Thank you, Michael.
And perfectly right on time, by the way. Time now to meet our elf number 3, by the way, who is, by the way, I just have to tell you, Randy, the only thing I wanted to say about you is I still remember you driving me from the hotel to the airport in Chicago the last time I was up there. And it was just one of the most delightful experiences. And we never get as much time as I'd like to have to just sort of chat and hang out with you. So, Chicago girl, I'll be up there one of these days, and maybe I'll have to come over to the dunes and walk around with you or something. But Randy, somebody I have just loved and appreciated you for the longest time. So welcome to the holiday festivities here. And I understand that you have something to offer this evening.
Yes. Hey, everybody. Randy Light here. And I've been a hypnotist for about 17 years and have a school for almost 8 years now. And one of my favorite techniques, I love all kinds of techniques that are short and quick and powerful. And it's an NLP technique, and it's called the Godiva technique. And yes, it can be used for chocolate. And we also know that anytime you do NLP, you don't have to be hypnotized, but we know how much more effective things can be when you relax your mind and your body. The Godiva technique is a great technique to use to move something that calls your name, like that's in your yummy file, and move it into your yucky file. And especially during the time right now, during the holidays, that if you don't want to eat too much chocolate or cookies or drink too much or whatever it is, we can just put you more in control, so that if it calls your name, the thought keeps going. You don't have to grab it. You don't have to go get it. So I did this with somebody when I was practicing becoming a hypnotist, and when I was a bartender, and he was eating M&Ms, like a bag of M&Ms every night. And I did this technique with him, and he stopped. I saw him 2 years later somewhere, and he had not touched any M&Ms. When I first did it, I wanted to stop having to have chocolate every night. And I was like, okay, I'm going to follow along. When my teacher was doing it with a client, I did it, and literally went from every day to an entire week went by. And I was like, well, I just want some chocolates. And I ate some chocolate. Another week went by, but it didn't really do anything. And what I've discovered is I also have, I call it the disgusting cigarette technique. So I'll do the technique to help my smokers as well. But I would love to do it all with you. So if you have something, whether it's pasta or diet soda or something you want to be more in control with, it just takes a couple minutes, and we're going to move your yummy file into your yucky file. And in between, we're going to do a pattern interrupt. And I'll send you, if you guys want, if this is too fast, I can actually email you the script. Okay. But it's randylight@gmail.com. So just my name at gmail.com, and email me and I will email you the script. But think about something that you would want to be in control of. Now, I did this with a girlfriend of mine, and an entire year went by, and I saw her and she's like, I'm starting to want chocolate again. I'm like, what? So a year and you haven't had chocolate? I'm like, what is going on? I don't know. It was just wild. So anyway, think of something. If you guys want to play, as Karen would say, think of something that you want to be more in control of, and actually close your eyes and take a deep breath in and just let it out nice and slowly, and just relax and imagine that thing that you would like, to be more in control of, whether it's chocolate or bread or some kind of drink, but imagine it right there. Notice the colors, the textures, the shapes, the size, even the smell, if it has any sounds as you're imagining it or looking at it. And as you imagine it, this is what you would call your yummy file. Notice where you sense that's located, or where you picture that's located, and actually point with your hand to, might be like right in front of you or a little to the left or to the right, but point to where you sense that's located, where you see that picture or sense it. And then just remember where that is and put your hand down, and then just say out loud, because we're all muted, your phone number backwards. Just start saying it. That's the pattern interrupt. And that's good. Okay, now I want you to think of something absolutely disgusting. The thing that you think is absolutely disgusting. It could be dog poop, cat puke, liver and onions, gin. It could be, the bottom of a garbage can. So think of that. Picture that or imagine that, and notice how disgusting it is, and the different colors and textures of it. It's puke or cigarette butts, and it smells gross, it looks gross, it sounds gross. And notice where you see that, and actually point to that as well. Now point to both. Point to one hand where your yummy is and one hand where your yucky is, and really notice all that yucky. And in a moment, you're going to literally, with your mind and your hand, you're going to move that yummy thing into the yucky. So go ahead, imagine yourself in your mind and with your hand, literally move your hand over into the yucky, coat it so it's coated and disgusting and gross, and it looks like that icky thing, and it smells like that icky thing, and it sounds like it. It's coated. And then just take a moment to think about, would you like that thing? And then open your eyes. How's everyone feel? So that's the Godiva technique. Email me if you want that script. It's powerful, way more powerful than you'd ever imagine, and simple and quick.
Lovely. And I might add, you are right on time, Randy, as well. Congratulations.
That's the hardest part.
Ding, 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 ding. So thank you so much,
Let
Randy.
me know how that goes. I want to
And
know if you get, yeah.
I want to throw in one real quick thing, if you don't mind, Michael. Randy, I was going to do an aversion technique.
So
That's
that
what I was going to do is a quick aversion technique. Inhale, she saved us both, because she moved me on a different track, and it
I
worked.
had to come up with some. Okay,
How community works. Let's see how this keeps rolling, and this community keeps moving along as we move it to Dr. Wes Rocky. I'll bet he will improv something wonderful and entertaining for us.
My friends, I have a gift for you. My God, 3 easy steps applied to these holidays will change the slumber of Thanksgiving, which you blame for tryptophan from turkey. This time you'll be fresh, you'll be creative, new world. Ladies and gentlemen, look around for something very familiar, like, for example, a pen, right? And I call the pen because I have past experience with the pen of writing with the pen, and I have expectation that I will write with this pen. So this makes to label this pen for me. But there is no original thinking. It's just data recollection and assumption. Nothing original. So let's look at the same subject, like my pain, with soft gaze, little bit of this, and imagine that you have no bloody idea what the hell is this. You can attach some exotic names, exotic use, but then you are an innocent child, beginner's mind. You wonder, what the hell is this? Wow, it's really fantastic. And now bring this gaze to the screen and look at your colleagues with the same soft gaze and delete all the knowledge. Delete expectations. It may take some forgiveness, may take some low expectation, but you don't know them. Wow, what a great people, who they are. My God, the curiosity, it's exciting. And now, find the one, find your image, find your own face, and say, what the hell is this one? Looks like it has my name, but I'm not familiar. I forgot, and I don't care. And I'm happy with that. Wow. Curiosity, funny people. I love them all because I have no prior experience and I don't expect of them. And now take these 3 steps and practice and practice. And then you are ready to meet your family, your friends for the day with the same what they are. I have no previous encounters with these people, but they look good. I have no expectations. And feel the freshness of experience, feel this amazing miracles of rediscovering yourself and the birth of the child, the curiosity of the light. And then what? After Christmas, you go back to your office. You face your client. What about if you delete your expectations, projections, your knowledge, your techniques, your thinking you know, and just say, take me. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the person came from. I don't know who I am to help them. And then, the therapeutic gate opens. Then you really hear why they are here. Then you know, where is your healing potential coming from innocence of a healer who is just present to discovery. Happy hunt is practice your innocence when you meet your family this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Wes. That was so lovely. I'm so glad you were here with us. And again, by the way, Wes, you may not know it, but your bandwidth was a little cloudy, so we had a bit of trouble, I think, with you. Is that true for everybody? The good news is we heard every word that you said, and it recorded beautifully. And thank you so much for bringing this exciting thing to us to do. I love exercises and processes like that. So now, speaking of exercises and processes, in my process, at least as a hypnotherapist, I remember moving to Florida, and for a little while, I came here from California. I thought I was the only one in the village, and then one of my best friends in hypnosis, Patty Scott, moved here as well. And for so many years, we did trainings and stuff together. I really miss those days, and I'm so glad she's here with us tonight. So, Patty Scott, welcome and happy Christmas to you.
Oh, Patty, unmute yourself. Patty, you're muted.
I do that every time we do this. This is the only time I forget to unmute. I was saying happy everything. By the way, Karen, I guess I'm his ex-hypno wife then, because
Well,
I always used to be that, I thought.
you could, we could be sister wives.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Okay, that'd be
I'm
okay.
not never was quite sure what that was, but okay.
make
I'm
it
so happy to be here. There's no place else that I would want to be. Even when you took me out into outer space, this is what I created, exactly where I am. But before I begin my little story, you may want to close your eyes, or you may decide to keep them open. You choose what's best for you. In this moment, having chosen to be in this place right now, to be with all of these beautiful people, to receive all of these wonderful gifts. And this is my humble gift that I offer you now. One night, I had a fascinating dream. I am walking along a path on a journey to somewhere. I don't know where. I come upon an intriguing door, and I have a feeling that I'm supposed to go through this door. I feel unsure, so I just keep walking down the path, and suddenly there is the door again. I see other people are going through the door, and when they come out, they seem different somehow. I continue walking down the path, and there is the door again. And I realize that it's my turn to go through the door. I open the door and step inside to find an amazing full-length mirror in a solid gold frame in front of me. I stand in front of the mirror and I gaze at my reflection, and I seem different somehow. Suddenly, tiny crystals of light, like stars, begin to appear and dance on the surface of the mirror, and they slowly begin to flow out of the mirror and into my body. These millions of bright rays of energy penetrate deep within me, bringing a wonderful sense of relaxation and calm. As these crystals fill every cell of my body, my reflection suddenly becomes stronger, sharper, more crystal clear, as if I'm being opened up somehow and really able to see myself for the first time. As I look into my reflection, I realize that I've been limiting my idea or my image of myself, who I am, and what I'm capable of. Now I see that I have many undeveloped talents and abilities deep within that have not yet been fully explored. I have much knowledge that has not yet been discovered. I know things that I didn't know I knew. I find that I'm able to listen to what my body tells me and understand its needs. I am also able to speak to my body and cause it to heal and nourish itself from within. I know now that I have always had these abilities, and now I am able to remove the limits that have kept me from reaching my fullest potential. I know that from now on, I will be able to open this door anytime that I choose. And each time I am able to see, to feel, and to experience even more knowledge, more skills, talents, appreciation, gratitude, and awareness of my unlimited potentials. When I go back through the door, I am energized and renewed, filled with a life essence that stays with me throughout the day. There is a new spring to my step as I continue my journey on my path, the one that I've chosen. My senses seem keener, and I have a new appreciation of myself and the gift of life and everyone and everything around me. And I'm totally refreshed, renewed, and happy, with an excited anticipation of what wonderful opportunities and experiences await. Then I woke up. That same day, I found a wonderful picture of a mysterious door that a friend of mine painted a long, long time ago. And I keep it here with this story to remind me of my dream journey into unlimited possibilities. The end. And that door, by the way, is behind me. I don't know if you can see that painting behind me. It's a painting that someone Michael knew, my ex-husband, painted, and I'd forgotten all about it. And that's a metaphor that I wrote many years ago. And anyone who would like a copy of that, I say it's like a deepening technique that you could use, or it could be a process within a process. So that's the way I advertise it.
Lovely. Thank you so much for that, Patty. That was
Thank you.
How do
You
we get it,
can
Patty? Is it
email
your
me
email?
at uphypnosis@yahoo.com.
One more time.
Uphypnosis@yahoo.com. Thank you.
all right. So now, by the way, in terms of this is the perfect person when you've got 5 minutes to do something. What do? You get the world's fastest hypnotist to show up, and you can count on him every time. By the way, this gentleman has been just so lovely with our community, and he was here recently to present for the Hypnosis Education Association here in Florida. Every time I've asked him if he would do something with us, he was immediately, ready and willing. And I so appreciate him. So, Sean Michael Andrews, say hello.
Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay. The best way to get your inductions to work is to remove the fear of hypnosis, because only 5% of the people who see you for hypnotherapy have ever been hypnotized before. So I present my pre-brief, which is the fastest pre-brief. So there are 3 common misconceptions about hypnosis. The first one is that there's a loss of control. There's no loss of control in hypnosis. You'd never do anything in hypnosis you wouldn't normally do. You'd never do anything against your moral, religious, or personal values, or something you just felt was silly. So when you're in hypnosis, if I were to ask you to stand on your head, you'd say, no, I'm not going to do that. You wouldn't be compelled. The second common misconception about hypnosis is that people tell secrets in hypnosis, and that's not true either. If you had a secret to keep in your normal waking state, you would keep it in hypnosis. You're not going to give me the PIN number for your ATM card. And the third common misconception about hypnosis is that people can get stuck in hypnosis. And of course, that's impossible. In 4,000 years of people being hypnotized, nobody ever got stuck. However, when you're in hypnosis, it's going to feel so good you wish you could get stuck, but you can't. Okay, that took about 56 seconds. It normally takes 58 seconds, so I'm a little fast today. So why do we do this? We do this to remove the fear of hypnosis, and when we do that, and it takes less than a minute. When we do that, people are going to go into hypnosis better for us, and we can help them better. Okay. Now, when you're presenting this 58-second pre-brief, it's important to be very congruent. So when you tell them that there are 3 common misconceptions, and the first one is that there's a loss of control, and you're shaking your head like it's the silliest thing in the world. You would never lose control. Has anyone here ever been to a hypnosis show? People do tend to look like they've lost control, and sometimes they might do some things that maybe they kind of wish they hadn't done. But you're not going to say that, because the purpose of the talk is to make them comfortable with hypnosis. The second, people tell secrets in hypnosis. No, this would never happen, as you shake your head. Well, yeah, it does sometimes happen. But that's not really something that you want to talk to the client about, because you don't want to frighten the client. And besides, you're not going to be digging for any secrets from the client. So that's kind of true that they're not going to tell secrets. And the third common misconception about people getting stuck in hypnosis, I've done some experiments just for science, and for a limited amount of time, could you possibly stick somebody in hypnosis? Yeah, but why would you do that? And well, they wouldn't mind because it feels so wonderful. So those are the common misconceptions, and the problem is the purpose of the pre-brief is not to educate someone on hypnosis. The purpose of the pre-brief is to make the person feel comfortable with hypnosis, so then you can hypnotize them and then you can help that person. So that is the pre-brief, and I've taken up 3 minutes and 40 seconds so far. Yeah, I guess that's all that I would like to say. So I would like to give the remainder of my time to the gentleman from Chicago. So thank you all. Oh, I'm gonna post in the chat here. Let me get it here. I'm gonna post in the chat here a video of me doing this pre-brief. So if you want to see it again, you can see it again, and it takes less than a minute. But we hypnotize people, so anything we can do to help us to hypnotize them and to help them feel more comfortable with being hypnotized, that's what we should do. So that's
Hey,
it.
Sean, Jen Pett has a question. Do you mind?
Yeah. Hi, Jen. Hey, God, I haven't seen you in ages, like 12 hours.
It's been, yeah, just a couple hours. So since you got done early, unless anybody else has any questions, I think you should have to tell us a joke or a Christmas joke or something.
Oh, a Christmas joke.
Something
One of my
funny.
clients told me, no, I'm not going to tell that joke. No. Thank you, Jen, but thank you for the offer. And I hope we don't blow away. Jen is in a not a hurricane, but
Cyclone.
a cyclone right now. So
We're
don't let
okay.
Jasper get you.
No. I'm on a hill.
Sean, thank you very much. You are indeed the world's fastest hypnotist. We thank you, we appreciate you, and we're grateful to you. Our next guest is Astrid Spencer. I met her at the Mid-America Hypnosis Conference a couple of years ago. Actually, I think the first time I saw you, Astrid, was on one of our Zoom conferences. And I couldn't get enough. I just think she's brilliant, and she's going to do something very special for us tonight. Astrid practices in New York, and we appreciate you joining us here tonight. If you would, after you do your presentation, put your email.
Susan, let me know when.
Astrid, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. Tonight I am going to talk about chakras. Our entire bodies and everything else around us are all made of energy. So the chakras are not some woo-woo thing. It's just our energetic concentrations in our body that keep everything moving and aligned. And when they're thrown off or out of alignment, this can lead to physical, psychological, and spiritual maladies as manifestations of that stuck energy. And I did just put a link to a handout describing what corresponds to each of the chakras. So you can feel free to download that for more information. But tonight I want to talk about using the chakras as a ladder or path to our personal development, and how if you follow this path and the lessons of each of the chakras, you will have everything in place to keep evolving. And just a quick note is that this is not always a continuous one-way path. Life happens, and we sometimes need to take a step back and strengthen what we already know before we keep moving up, and that's perfectly fine. So your path starts at your root chakra, which is at the bottom of your pelvis. And here your journey begins with acquiring feelings of safety and security, such as having food, shelter, and all basic necessities of life. Because if you feel like your security is at risk, everything above it will be unstable, and you'll never really be able to move forward if you're nervous about just existing. So the first step is to solidify your foundation. And once you're assured of your ability to meet your basic needs, you're going to move up to the sacral chakra, which is right below your belly button. And that is where your creativity and energy of creation lives. Not having to worry about your basic needs, you can begin to envision and create the reality you want to exist in, and come up with creative solutions to move forward in your life. Now, with your basic needs met and your creative powers harnessed, we move up to the next chakra, which is your solar plexus, and that is right below your rib cage. And this is where you tap into your personal power, the part of you that knows that you have the ability to create what you want, to live the life you want, and to fully see that you are in charge of your own destiny. So now that you've embraced your personal power, you can move up to the heart chakra, knowing who you are, filled with creativity and feeling safe. You are able to give and receive love fully, learn to love and be loved unconditionally, and act from a place of love. So then, filled with this unconditional love for yourself and for others, feeling in charge of your own power and creativity, and feeling safe, you can then move into your throat chakra and be able to speak your own truth freely and honestly, and listen without judgment, which, when you're filled with unconditional love and feel safe, is a whole lot easier. Then we're going to move up to the third eye, and here, being able to speak and listen honestly leads right into opening and trusting your intuition, and being able to really see and trust what you see on both the physical and the psychic plane, to whatever level you want to get into the psychic plane. And then finally, we move along with true vision, communication, love, personal power, creativity, and safety, all in balance, to your crown chakra on top of your head, which unites us all. It is the chakra of universal energy, the energy that connects us all and helps us feel a sense of connection to others and to the knowledge and wisdom of the universe, and enables us to have a spirit of giving, which is what this season is all about. Thank you.
Astrid, that was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Really lovely. Thank you very much. And you can probably now see why I just can't get enough. Thank you. I was so into my space and my chakra and my vision and opening up that I didn't even want to come back and move along. Thank you, Astrid, very much. I'm grateful to you and for being a part of my journey toward enlightenment and enrichment. That brings us right to the next thread, Amanda Dodd. My first energetic connection was really with Amanda Melissa Dodd, that's how I know her, because my first energetic connection there was on Facebook. We're Facebook friends. And that just kind of grew. But there was I have a lot of Facebook friends, as do we all, but there was a special connection here. And when I actually met her face to face in Virginia Beach about a month ago, I actually went looking for her because there was some connection. And it really is beautiful. So she's here to share some of that beauty with us tonight. And Amanda Dodd, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. And that connection's been very special for me too. Thank you. I couldn't be in a better place following up Astrid, because tonight I wanted to share with you a little bit about emotions. I wanted to talk about, what are emotions? Are they just the little gremlins that trip you up as you're trying to decorate the tree? No, your emotions are actually really beautiful messengers. What they want is to help you. And so tonight I brought something a little bit different and a little bit fun. I want to explore different kinds of patterns that may happen when we self-abandon during Christmas specifically. And we all know some of these cast of characters that I'm about to list. So you might recognize yourself being a bit of a Scrooge, as an Ebenezer, if you begin to ignore your emotions, if you are casting parts of yourself aside, your ability to be charitable begins to fade. Another person that we may recognize is little Cindy Lou Who from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. She tends to people please, right down to even trying to people please and help the Grinch, of all people. And we all know that wah, wah, wah sound when it comes from Charlie Brown, who is that voice of self-criticism in the background. And if you don't want to be one of these cast of characters, I'm going to have a really neat solution for you at the end. And I'll walk you through, and you can take your clients through too. Another one you might recognize if you watch National Lampoon's Christmas. That one is a staple in our home, is perfectionism. When we think about Clark Griswold, he nearly drove himself crazy, didn't he? And how many of us do that for our children? We want to make that magical Christmas. And what do we teach them? We teach them the crazy, that, we have to go out of our way and break limbs. It doesn't need to be so. So if you gather around your holiday table and you begin to recognize some of these characters, I'm going to talk you through how we're going to explore that, and it's going to be very fun. Another one that we don't talk about often is when someone has that lack of boundaries. She's not in many movies, but it's Mrs. Claus. She's willing to take on a multitude of responsibilities without setting boundaries just to get Christmas done. And Mr. Claus as well. Next, going into George Bailey, It's a Wonderful Life, avoidance of conflict. How did that one work out? Yeek. Isolation. If you are up on Mount Grinch and you are all by yourself, you've stopped listening to what your emotions are trying to tell you. Descend from the hill away from the loneliness and the isolation and rejoin with your community. So if you're around the dinner table this Christmas and you start recognizing some of this cast of characters, how do we bring them out from this frozen state that they're in? It's going to be really interesting. Usually this activity is done with a pen, and what you do is you listen intently. You ask a person about an event that changed their life, that one thing. Maybe you don't even have to ask. If Uncle Joe has that one story that he tells you every single year, that's the point he's frozen in. The next thing you follow up with is 6 separate events of what did you do after that? Wow, Uncle Joe, that's fascinating. What have you done since then? And what did you do after that? And after that? And after that? And you do that 6 times total. And then you do something really beautiful. You make direct eye contact, you lovingly gaze at Uncle Joe, and you repeat these things back to him. So after that huge event where you broke limbs and tried to make a Christmas miracle, you found peace and you enjoyed the holiday. Awesome. And after that, you moved forward into spending time with people, being very present. And after that, and these don't have to be positive things, just as long as they are neutral, you repeat them back one by one. What you see is literally your client begin to move through time. Sometimes if you capture it on camera, you'll see years come off their face. And they're no longer stuck in the frozen time that they were. They come to the present. That's an IEMT technique called episodic time. What you'll notice is your clients feel very seen. They feel so heard. And the ways that they didn't acknowledge and honor their own emotions begin to fade as you are giving it back to them. That's what I came to share today. I look forward to seeing what you do with it. Let me know.
That was lovely, Amanda. Thank you very much. It's so appreciated and such great information. If you haven't, please put your email in the chat room so that we'll have it. Thank you for joining us. I'm grateful to you. As you all know, I'm very grateful to my friend Michael Watson. I wouldn't be where I am today, evolved as I am without him. But as much as I love him and owe him and am grateful to him, I don't, and as many secrets as I know about him, I don't know him like Patty Scott knows him. So I would like to toss this to Patty and let her introduce our love, Michael Watson.
Oh, sister wife, this could get kinky here. I don't know. I absolutely do love Michael. I attribute most of my evolution in the world of hypnosis and NLP to him. I tell my students that he is my NLP guru. And I mean that sincerely, because I trained with a lot of people before I met Michael, and boy, did he bring it all together for me. I learn from him every time I'm in a room. I love him. He's amazing. He is NLP. He is the person that he lives this stuff. So anytime you can learn from him, I highly recommend it. I've taken every class he offers way more than several times and will continue to do so. Love you, Michael. And what do you have for us tonight? I can hardly wait.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the introduction. I feel so loved. This has been lovely tonight. Thank you so much, you guys. Gosh, I do a regular every month. I do a program in my office on the first Monday night of every month, and have been doing that since I think something like 1991, as a matter of fact. So literally something like 30. A lot of years, I don't even know, but so at Christmas time every year, we have a different theme and stuff, and for December, this year we decided we were going to talk about surviving the holidays, because there are some people that have all kinds of things anchored, from holidays past, and things that have happened to them, and we talked about that, and we talked about Ebenezer Scrooge, and some of you might even recall that Tony Robbins put together this clever little technique called I think it was called the Ebenezer Scrooge technique. And it has to do with looking at the past and then sort of looking at how things are now and then projecting into the future. Makes some sense. But we were concerned about the fact that some people just really get stuck. And one of the things that we know as neurolinguistic programmers, as hypnotherapists, is that if you change your mind, you can change your experience. If you move your head to something different, and we were trying to think, what are the kind of things that people can focus on that bring out the best of the holiday season? So we were all remembering wonderful things that had delighted us when we were children, and on through the years, that continue to delight us. Some of you have seen the commercial with the old women in the sleds, the Amazon commercial of the old women going down the hill, and they youthen as they go down this hill and turn into children again. Christmas is a lovely opportunity to turn into children again, by accessing some of those memories from the past, the places, the things, the events, the special moments that touch you, family traditions that you might have had. And I grew up as a choir boy, and I remember being 6 years old, walking into the church and in the procession for midnight mass on Christmas Eve, and we went all out on Christmas Eve. We had timpani and trumpets, and the music was magnificent. There was usually a little dusting of snow, and there was the smell of incense. Pardon me, and pine everywhere as well from the the decorations in the church. So for me, incense, pine scents, various things like that. Pardon me. Does somebody know Heimlich? He's one of Santa's reindeer. So in any case, just reaccessing those little things can make you a child again. And so when I was thinking about that, the one thing that seemed to be maybe shared in a lot of our experiences is this little bit of poetry that I want to share with you. It was written 200 years ago this year. It was written in 1823, and it was published on Christmas Eve in the Sentinel in Troy, New York, anonymously. And it was 15 years later that Clement Clark Moore claimed ownership of this particular poem. He was a professor at a university when he wrote it originally, and didn't quite think that it was up to snuff academically, so he didn't want to put his name on it. And as you know, it's become one of the most beloved pieces of Christmas poetry. So here we go. Let yourself be 6 again and remember. It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in the hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter that I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick that I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and he shouted, and he called them by name, on Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly when they meet to an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the rooftop the coursers they flew with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing, the pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry, his droll little mouth was drawn up in a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings and turned with a jerk, and laying a finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh and to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, good night. Good night.
That was lovely. And if you're watching this on the replay, I am so sorry that you can't see all of the lovely smiling faces in the gallery, because it is delightful. Although you can feel it, because I'm sure you're smiling along with us too. That was really lovely, Michael. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Our next guest is a person unlike any other person I know. She is unique. She is her own person, and she is fascinating to me. Jessica Hansen, you'll notice in her picture, many people have on red or a Santa's cap. Not Jessica. She's wearing her turtle because a turtle is very important to her, and I'll bet you're going to tell us why, are you not, Jessica Hansen?
Hi, Karen. Thanks. Well, not tonight about the turtle, but turtles do dress up for Christmas.
Oh, so your turtle has a Santa's cap. I didn't see that.
Turtle for Christmas. So, no, I want to talk about what kind of light are you? I don't know about you guys, but lately I have met some people that the lights are on and nobody's home. I can come up with some more analogies. There's a ding dong on every corner. It's been interesting out there. But I want to talk about what kind of light are you, and what kind of light are you shining this time of year when we're going toward our darkest times of the season, and on our journey around the sun. So go ahead and close your eyes for a moment. You've had them open for a while. First impression, I want you to notice what kind of bulb or light are you right now? Now, I'm going to give you some suggestions to spur your imagination for a moment, but do you see yourself as an old half burnt out neon sign that's flickering on some dark street? Or have you just become a nostalgic beer sign hanging in someone's basement or garage? Or maybe you're one of those old mercury tubes that takes time to warm up before it turns on and gives its light. And there's some people who find themselves a director, like a stoplight on a corner, and they need to control everything by flashing their different lights, red, yellow, and green, red, yellow, and green. Or are you that beacon of light on a hill, like a lighthouse, warning ships of rocks and things unseen? Maybe you're just a small candle in a window, shedding a beautiful little light for people to notice as they walk by. And maybe you've upgraded a little and you're an LED light plugged into an old socket, old wiring, or an old base. Or maybe you just keep your light turned off so that you don't draw attention to yourself as a hypnotist. Now open your eyes for a moment. And I wonder if 3 people would like to share what kind of light they saw themselves as. Just unmute and say, what did you see? What was your light right now?
Hard for me to find the spotlight.
Spotlight?
Shock some of you, but yes, I was a spotlight.
Okay.
I was a votive candle.
Votive candle. Okay, cool.
I was a
I
fire.
had a golden ball of glittery gold light all around me.
Cool. All right, well, we are going to play with these. So remember what your light was that you just saw. How would you like to shine a little more or upgrade? Some of you want to upgrade. I know I like to upgrade, and upgrading isn't always easy. You can close your eyes if you want to help you imagine and focus more, or you can just focus on the turtle and follow along. But I wonder, what would it take for you to say, bright and shining, here I am? Consider what kind of light you really want to be. Do you only want to shine on certain days for certain hours? Do you want to shine less or more? Do you really like being that stoplight, that lighthouse, that tail light, or that headlight? Do you really like being the spotlight or the little votive candle? Maybe it's time to shine a little brighter and a little longer. If you could improve your light and how you shine in the world of hypnosis, what changes would you make? Now, you may decide to just upgrade completely and be those new fancy LEDs that take no electricity at all and can run for days on end. Maybe you want to change colors. Maybe you want to pulse different colors, because pulsating to the music or to the words is fun as well. Maybe you want to shine longer hours. You want to work more, work with more clients, do more things, attend more conferences, shine longer. Maybe you're tired of shining alone and you need to meet another light and shine together, to partner up with someone, do something together and become an even brighter light when you both combine yours together. Maybe you need to be a little flashier, like that street or stage hypnotist. Those lights that are on like emergency vehicles or cop cars, you can't miss those lights when they come at you. You can't help but be mesmerized by their presence. Or maybe you'd prefer to try out being a black light, like I know one of my friends is here tonight. A black light like a mesmerist, a mentalist who shines a different light or different effect on people's life and how they perceive things. And maybe if you're a little candle, what if you became bigger? Or if you're big and shiny, what if you became smaller? It's up to you at any given moment how bright you want to shine, how long you want to shine. There's no right or wrong. But consider upgrading to something new and better. to be a little bolder and shine a little brighter. Because you just never know, like that lighthouse on a hill. Someone may see your light from afar and be drawn in and be saved from the rocks and the waves that crash upon the shore. So try on a few lights and see which one fits best. And I hope that you'll find your new light and you'll shine even brighter than before. And that's all I have for you.
Thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. And yeah, I love the hat on the turtle, by the way. I hadn't noticed that before either. So glad to have you with us, Jessica. And our next presenter, ladies and gentlemen, is Janet Rapala, who I'm getting to know more and more in cyberspace, and looking forward to getting to know you better in the real world. Janet, I hope we can connect at one of the many gatherings our community has from time to time. But it's beautiful to see you, and welcome.
Thank you very much. I want to take you all through a session of hypnomassage. The goal is for you to experience that as a virtual experience of an actual massage created using the power of your mind and imagination. So breathe normally as you begin your massage. Your eyes can be closed or open, whatever's most comfortable for you. Your massage will begin with just peaceful pressure around your feet. Your feet support so much of your weight during the day and do a lot of work for you, walking here and there, even sometimes walking in circles. So it's time your feet got a chance to relax. Allow your feet to take a rest. There's a practice called reflexology, and every area of the foot corresponds to an area of your body. So your massage will start as you imagine your therapist placing their hands gently around your feet and just holding them comfortably. If you prefer a lotion or cream, imagine now that it's being applied gently to your feet. The therapist starts to gently move hands around on your feet and is applying pressure here or there and addresses any particular areas or tissues or issues found in your feet. It feels so good, so comforting. They're massaging your foot from the heels to the midfoot to each and every toe, and each and every toe relaxes completely with the massage hands that are caring for you now. The tissue pressure is firm or light, whichever is right for you. The massage moves around your ankles, circles your ankles to relax them, and then to your lower legs, the sides of your legs, your shin, your calves with gliding strokes. And that pressure may be firmer in targeted areas, whatever your body needs to allow that tissue to relax and smooth out. And the strokes gently knead those tissues until they are soft and pliable, and that improves circulation in that area. We move to the knees, and the therapist now circles your knees with gentle pressure, progressing to firmer, depending on your body and whatever's right for you. In this virtual massage, it is interesting that the therapist can work on both sides of the body and even the front and back of you at the same time. It's magical, and it's happening now. The massage therapist now moves to your thighs with long gliding strokes from your knee up to your hip, follows the lines of muscle tissues and tendons that lay there. Gliding strokes soften tissue, and if firmer pressure is needed by your body, your therapist immediately adjusts that pressure. Now, the hip area is also one that can use attention. So the therapist does some range of motion in your hip to make that area glide easier. And those muscles and ligaments are now softer. And the muscles in your pelvic area around the hips can feel tight, and the therapist works in those areas now. The therapist works the muscles in your buttocks. Oh, that feels good. Firm pressure there. There's so much soreness and tightness that can build up as we do so much sitting in our life anymore. And it's said that sitting is the new smoking. So those muscles build up a lot of tension and tightness. The massage feels so good, moves to your back. The back massage starts from your tailbone up to the base of your neck and out to the sides. Long gliding strokes along the sides of your spinal column, everywhere from the cervical spine to the thoracic spine to your lumbar spine to in your lower back to your sacrum, which is a wedge-shaped area at the base of the spine. Long gliding strokes up and down either side of your spine, the sacrum up to the cervical spine area. Each area has muscles that go from the spinal column outwards, and each of those areas is addressed with wonderful massage, progressing to your body's needs. Therapist now progresses up to your neck and shoulder area. So much tension is carried in the shoulders. It can seem like we hike our shoulders up around our ears at times. Those muscles respond beautifully to massage and soften and release the shoulders. The massage moves down to the elbow and forearm, wrist and hand. Every part of the hand, each and every finger is massaged. It feels so good. It's so simple to just relax and release. The massage moves from your neck to your head and scalp. The therapist pauses to cradle the back of your head where the occipital bones start above the top of the neck. It can be an exquisitely tender place, but it responds to massage so easily. And it can be so wonderful now. It's so soft and supple. Your neck is looser. You could turn your head from one side to the other without any issues. Now your scalp's being massaged with nice pressure that goes from one area of the scalp all the way to the sides and top of the head. Those tiny fingers are massaging and kneading and pressing all those places. It feels amazing. And last is massage on the face, all the tiny muscles of the face, stroking across the forehead. All those lines of tension simply disappear completely, so smooth. Massaging around the eyes, the side of the nose, under the eyes, a massage all around the jawbone, just little strokes in a circular motion to free up and release those muscles, particularly those at the joint of the lower mandible and just below the ear, called the temporomandibular joint, or TMJ. Many people have tenderness in that area, especially if you clench your jaw or grind your teeth at night. So let's just smooth that out with massage. And as we conclude our massage for today, just take a moment and reflect on any area where there might still be some residual soreness or tightness. If there's a need, the therapist can address that again. The therapist rings a soft chime to signify the end of the session, and they leave you in your relaxed state to come back to the present moment in your own time. And when you're ready, and when that time is right for you, to come back to this present moment, open your eyes, take a big stretch of your arms or legs, or even just shake it out to release that spent energy and let it go. Take a deep breath in and out, and now you're ready to move on with your day or go to sleep, whichever is right for you.
That was lovely, Janet. I feel so relaxed.
Ah,
Can I ask a question? Is there time?
there's only a
Yes.
moment. We're over time.
Okay.
We have less than 10 minutes left. So
Okay, never mind.
So, and I hate to rush like that, but you know how we are. The train pulls out of the station when it needs to, and we have saved, of course, for last, Shelley Stockwell. What would Christmas holiday time be without Shelley Stockwell? You've been at the last, Shelley, the last several of these. One of our best friends. We all know and love you, so welcome, Shelley. Let's see what you can do with 5 minutes, because we've only got about 8 left.
Awesome. All right. So you are all helpers, correct? Raise your hand if you're a helper. You're a helper. And when somebody comes to see you, they come to feel happy, right? And you want to feel happy, right? They also want to feel love. There's my wonderful mistletoe, which is a parasite, but not really, because it reminds us of something. So today I want to give you a little exercise I learned from my friend John Warhank, who is a Qigong master, and it's called Harvesting the Qi. And if you have an uptight you who's forgotten to love or forgotten to be happy, this will change everything. And it's quite simple. If you're wearing glasses, though, you're probably going to want to take them off. But this is what you do. You start here at your nose, and you move up, up, up to your hairline, if you have hair, otherwise to your forehead. And then you bring it down around to your chin in the shape of a heart. And you do that again, all the way up and all the way around. And my friend Brenda reminded me, the heart reminds you to love yourself. And the third time, all the way up and all the way around, all the way down. And then, even if you're wearing a hat, so what? Bring your hands up and stroke your scalp all the way up and all the way around and all the way down the back of your neck. It's called combing your head. Comb your head a whole lot of times. You might even feel like meow, wanting to pet yourself a little bit while you're doing this. And then come to your ears and start at the top of your ears and rub the top of your ears and rub all the way down your ears, gently rubbing, rubbing, rubbing. And when you get to the bottom, give your little ear balls, your little lobes a little boop, a little pull, boop. And then big stretch and smile on yourself and smile all over yourself. And then put one hand on a shoulder, one hand on a shoulder, and give yourself a little hug. And why don't you say something nice to yourself? After all, you do deserve it. But you remember to say how terrific you've been today. This very day, something you did today that was stellar. And as you're thinking about it, you can put your head on one hand and give yourself a little rock and roll. A little rock and roll and say, I did something stellar today. Yeah, I did. And then reverse your hands. Ooh, nice hug. I did something stellar today. And then slide down your arms. And then put your hands in front of you and look at those hands. Aren't they adorable? Those are your hands. Now, you might not have noticed them for a while, but they do lots of good things for you. So take one of the hands and kiss it right in the middle. And then kiss the other one. And then put them on your cheeks. And you might look at yourself in your Hollywood square, the way a mother would look at her baby or a father with love. And think to yourself, thank you for this life. Thank you for this earth walk. Thank you for this day of my time. And thank you for this forum of our family, our hip family, our extended family, and the gifts that we each bring every time we think of each other. And now, without any other thought at all, laugh on yourself. And a Merry, Merry Christmas to you.
And a Merry, Merry Christmas to you, Shelley. Thank you so much for that. It was such a lovely thing. Everybody seems to have had a marvelous time. It's great to look around the room and to watch all of you as you do these exercises. So happy holiday from the virtual chapter. It has been our pleasure to be with you tonight and to have you be with us. And I hope you brought your own, by the way, food and snacks and everything else, because the bar service is a little slow here. But but happy holidays, everybody, and all the best in 2024. Karen, you want to sign us out?
It has been wonderful to have you all here. We had a great group. We might have to do this more often because this was a big hit, I think, Michael. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you second Tuesday of January. Happy holidays, whatever you're celebrating. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Merry
Christmas. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Good night.
Hi, everyone.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas.
All the best. Happy Christmas.